ACIT is home to many wonderfully talented musicians, but have you ever wondered how they got their start? Who or what gave some of these musicians their spark? Well, for some, it all comes back to this room, room 1332, home to the instrumental music and music appreciation classes taught by Mr. Gallo, who is today's teacher feature.
So I've been here for 15 years. I teach instrumental music and I also teach music appreciation. Music appreciation is for students who are looking for just kind of an overall experience in music. They learn how to play instruments, they learn music theory, they learn about music history. Instrumental music is for musicians or budding musicians who have an instrument of choice that they like to play, and they get to basically every day just kind of practice their instrument and then learn some techniques for performing and how to perform. They get to perform in front of the class a couple times during the year. Without a doubt, my father. My dad is a sax player. That was my first instrument, was a saxophone. Mm-hmm. And my father was very quiet, very strong type of person. He was just an incredible sax player. He was actually, when he was stationed in the military in Korea during the Korean War, he was in the band and he used to perform. They had, back then, the typical band was like big bands where they had a full brass section and wind section and percussion, and he would perform for the troops that were, kind of, whenever they would have celebrities that would come from the States that would come down and they would perform as the band for them. And he really loved it, and his passion for music really inspired me to become a musician. We always had lots of albums back then, and that's how we listened to our music on albums. So he had lots of different jazz albums and classical albums and different albums, and I would just sit down there and listen to that and hear him play, and it really inspired me to become a sax player. Oh, it's changed my life. It seems weird. So, and it was a teacher who did it, believe it or not. I was born and raised in Philadelphia when I was right at the end, like in the middle of third grade. So I moved in the middle of third grade. We moved from Philadelphia to Bucks County. So as a new student in that school, I got called down to the music room. They were trying to build their music program, and the music teacher there asked me if I played a musical instrument. I would say about just only a few months before, I took piano lessons back when I was still in Catholic school. And I had a terrible music teacher because we used to have to do our lessons before school started. Mm-hmm. And so it was early in the morning. So we would have piano labs, there's about 4 of us in there, and we would play our little practice piano part and look over at the teacher and she was sound asleep. She'd just be sitting in a chair. So I lost interest, surprisingly. Mm-hmm. The next school that I went to, when we moved to Bucks County, they called me down, they asked me if I played an instrument. I said no, but my dad's a sax player, and his eyes lit up. He's like, we could use a sax player, that'd be great. And I went to my parents and they said, no, you quit the piano. And I finally convinced them, and it literally changed my life. We're talking about 4th grade. I literally made a decision in 4th grade that ended up changing my entire trajectory of my life. So as a musician, I really love traveling, and I really love going to St. Martin, performing there, because I got to meet people from all over the world, because it's a exclusive resort that we played at. And so when we would perform and then take our breaks, and we'd be sitting there and just kind of casually talking with a lot of the guests, and people are from Europe, some of them are from, you know, East Asia, and, you know, all over the place. And they would come and they would just want to, they would interview us kind of like what you're doing. They'd be like, how did you get here? How did you get to be playing here on this beautiful resort? How did you get that job? How did you get into music? I really love meeting all those people. And as a teacher, when I find somebody who really just kind of starts out as, I kind of want to learn music, and then over that year, by the end of the year, and they're like, I love music, and I want to get a keyboard, or I'm going to go home, I'm going to ask my parents to buy me a drum set or a guitar, because this is what I want to, you know, I want this to be part of my life. That's, to me, is the best part of being a teacher, when I just kind of introduce it to them, and as they get to enjoy it and see themselves getting better and better and better, and then they start just figuring stuff out on their own. To me, that's the best part of being a teacher, just watching somebody explore music, because it's amazing.
When I first met Mr. Gallo, I hadn't really played at all. I just started playing the drums. So after meeting him, he helped me a lot with like form and technique and learning how to play, not necessarily just playing. So he helped me become a better musician in both playing on stage and just practice.
He knows how to do critique versus criticism. He likes to give a lot of critiques, but they're always really helpful. So, like for instance, I play guitar, and you know, I just really wanted to get faster and get a lot better at playing fast and clean. So he gave me a lot of exercises to do, and I've actually gotten a lot better. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Before this class, like a year ago, I joined Modern Band, and all I could play were power chords, and that's like just those chunky chords, but now I can actually like solo. Like right now we're learning Hotel California, so.
He's definitely helped me not only in form, but also in stage presence and knowing how to perform in front of other people.
Probably during last year's Tea Arts Festival. It was like really fun because I like to go on field trips.
My favorite experience with Mr. Gallo is when he bought us little hats to wear on stage that were not cute, but were fun to wear.
Earlier this year for the winter performance, like I had to sing and play an instrument at the same time, and like I was really nervous, and Mr. Gallo kind of like pepped me up and got me going on the stage, and I like without him I wouldn't have done anything, bro. Like I would have just folded, so.
Music is this amazing entity. It's not like anything else. It just isn't. It takes on its own characteristics. It has healing properties. It's something that, I mean, think about when you listen to music. You listen to music a lot of times when you're at your most vulnerable. You go through a breakup or the best times of your life. Why do you think you do that? You do that because music is what makes us human. Music is what brings people together, and if I can, and when I teach music, students get that. I don't have to teach them that. They already recognize that music is special, but I feel like my job is to let them explore it, and in some cases, just realize how difficult it is to play an instrument, how difficult it is to learn music, to read music, play the piano. Your left hand is reading one type of music while your right hand's reading something different. You have different rhythms. You have all these things moving. Your brain is going crazy trying to connect all these dots. How difficult that is allows you to appreciate when you're watching a concert and just watching another classmate sit at the piano and play. Don't just go, he's okay. That's pretty good. Like, could you do it? That's the question. Could I do that? They make it look easy. It isn't. It is not easy. Playing an instrument is very difficult. It takes a lot of time and effort, and you have to really focus. And all those things are great for a young mind that's growing, you know, to learn how to focus and recognize patterns, to see things in a different way, to hear things in a different way. Music is auditory.